Hello everyone, welcome back for another pick a card reading. I'm Cheryl Harnish. Hi. And today we are going to do like a spiritual open mic to just let spirit bring through whatever messages are most important for you or that you haven't been able to hear until now. I know when I'm doing private readings that when we let spirit direct the reading, way more seems to come through, and things that we tend to get focused in one area of our life, and when we leave it open, it tends to be like these aha kind of moments because you're like, oh, I forgot about that over there. So we are going to do open messages from spirit. Now it's raining today, and you are going to hear the noises from outside, like the cars and stuff like that. So, please forgive it. I can't do anything about it. And of course, I need to say thank you to everyone who gave a super thanks or bought me coffees through PayPal. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, the other thing, just before we make our choices, I have to say this. As far as which type of readings that you guys like to hear, do you prefer that they are that they have a topic, like each week spirits talking about this or messages about that? Or do you prefer this way, these open messages, like each week, what is it that spirit needs to bring you? I really would love to hear your feedback on that. It would mean a lot to me, so thank you for that. Okay, so let's get into our readings. So these are our Shaw women, and each one, this is going to be 1, 2, and 3, okay? And our first one, she has her little spiritual symbol there. She is a feather crow and a little raven, and a raven here. So we have number 1 is raven. Number 2, under her bead, she has a little hawk feather and a crystal in her hand. And we have number 3, she actually has an owl feather and she's holding an owl. And so 1, 2, 3, crow, hawk, and owl. So each one of these birds carry a different animal medicine in native spirituality. But I don't want to tell you what it is because I don't want to influence your choices, okay? So pause if you need to so that you can choose one of our lovely shaman ladies here. And I am going to get us set up in the readings. Hi, group number 1. How are you? Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of noise out there today. They're doing construction across the street. But we can still get messages from spirit. Absolutely. So let's see, for our raven folks, let's put her, right in there. Okay. What is it that you most need to hear? What messages has spirit been trying to get you? Simplicity. Worthy. I feel like it's somewhere in here. Take that one. Vibrational. And I'm going down. I feel like I need the very last one here. Love. Okay, so they're not holding any stops this week. So I'm not even sure which one I want to go with first, because I feel like this has a double meaning when I'm sitting here with the energy of these cards. So, this is about, clearly, because we have the worthy card and we have the love card. And this is talking about your worth, your value, how you are valuing yourself, your gifts, how you are perceiving other people in how they value you, right? With this worthy card showing up, it isn't just that we are questioning our value, is that we tend to have a lower value, that like we see ourselves with a lower value amount than we see anyone else. And not only that, but we tend to believe that our value and worth is earned, that we have to earn it in our relationships with other people and out there in the world at large, right? That if I can just find the right thing to do, then I will be valuable. If I can say the right things to people, if I can look the right way, this is what's going to increase my value. And so there's a very important message in these cards that it is so important that you begin to be able to see your value because you are. You are a divine child of the universe. You are the most valuable that there is. And I know that it's hard, it's easy as a concept and way harder to implement, but there's something very important about you seeing your own worth, because it directly affects your energy, your not just your vibrations, but the whole aura of you. So when you meet up with people, there's that element of not quite feeling up to par with everyone else, that you're maybe down here on this lower vibrational tier, right? Now, the reason that this vibrational card is so important is because this is more of like an empowerment sort of energy, because there's what it's saying is that through you really working at seeing and integrating the truth of your real value as a soul, as a human being, that it has a profound effect on your energy. But not only this card directly talks about working with other people, in particular groups of people. And so there's something that you're transferring over into other groups through this journey of self-awareness and self-understanding that you're going through. Like you guys who have chosen the Raven, you guys are meant to be working with people in a way that empowers them. And I've said this before in the readings, that what happens is when you come into that place of not arrogance, but just, this is who I am. This is who I am and how I am. And this is what I have to offer. It's really beautiful and it's empowering, and other people see that and feel it. And they're like, what the heck do they have? Like, I want some of that, whatever that is. And so people tend to gravitate toward you. And I would not be surprised that even though you're holding yourself in this lower value scheme, people still tend to gravitate toward you anyway. But this is talking about really getting it, because the card right next to it is the love card. And this one seems to want to come out of the deck every single week. It seems to be a message that Spirit cannot tell us enough times, that, you are not this physical world, this crazy mad world that we live in, and all of the static that happens in our relationships with other people and in our ongoings, interactions out here in the world, that above all that, the truth is that you are love. You are made of love. You come from love. And you are here to give the gift of yourself in love and in service to the world. And that is exactly what this is talking about. So I feel like because with this simplicity card sitting here, I feel like a bit of the piece of the puzzle that they're talking about is maybe some like confusion, like what is my path? Which way am I supposed to go? And when the simplicity card is coming up, it's usually saying that your head is interjecting all this and keeping you going in circles and circles and circles. And it's like you need to retract or retreat from that, because that worthy card, our value and worth that we're telling ourselves or believe ourselves to be, are the voices from our past, are the experiences of our past. And when that tape or record or, MP3 is playing here on a constant looping basis, it tends to interject all these things when it comes to my path, my purpose, allowing myself out here in the world. And it makes it really complicated with a lot of what ifs, but you don't, and all of that stuff. And it's saying to pull back from those thoughts and thinking that this journey of self-love, self-value, of sharing yourself out here in the world, that it's actually very simplistic in how it happens. Now, I'm not saying it's simple and easy, because our journeys always have some sort of challenges that we have to overcome, because that's where the real juice and growth happens, is in that struggle. Even at birth, as we are birthing, that is a lot of work to get ourselves out here into the world, right? But through that, it releases all these chemicals and hormones into our body that ready us, prepare us for life out here in the world. And that's what this journey right now is doing. It's like a type of birth, but it's a birth into a life that's more simplistic, into a place and way of being within yourself that is more simplified, that it's not so complicated, that you're struggling all the time to figure things out, that you're more in this place of divine love and divine flow, divine energy, and just allowing yourself to be out here in the world. So I feel like we have just another one or two cards here that we need to get out into our reading. Divinity, which is exactly what I was talking about the truth of your own divinity, of who you really are, right? And I think that with this coming out, they're saying that this journey, this life path that you've chosen isn't about how to overcome these issues in the world, but it's more about coming to see and realize the truth of who and what you really are. That is primary, that is the first focus, and that in doing so, the other things begin to take care of themselves. Because when you know who you are, when you know what you are, you just allow yourself to be that. And then things just unfold on your path. It's amazing how that happens. And we have Violet Flame. Okay. Violet Flame. This is one of those cards that talks about you going through your own healing process. And that is exactly, they're talking about the last piece of your puzzle, the biggest piece of your puzzle that you have to conquer. And that is this element of healing. This element of healing. And this is a part of the gift that you are imparting out here in the world that they're talking about here, because this vibrational card is talking about you being in a position of leadership within a group or a circle, whatnot, however you want to put that. And that violet flame kind of says the healer is doing their healing to be the healer that they are out in the world, that you're intended to be. So I know that a lot of people instantly think like healer, oh, Reiki, or doctor, nurse, something very traditional. But, I think even with what I'm doing, my avenue is through talking with spirit, that it helps to bring many people healing. And you can do a lot of different things. You could be doing yoga, dance, writing, something that seems indirect, but that actually helps people and brings them their own sense of empowerment and healing that they need. So I don't want you to just get stuck into the healer hands-on healing kind of thing, because this is saying that the energy of who you are is a healer, and you're healing up the last little remnants so that you, my love, can put yourself out in this world and shine like the big, beautiful light that you are meant to be. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please do hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We have awesome readings here. I look forward to your comments, and until next week, take care. Hi, group 2. Okay, what messages does Spirit have for you that you weren't ready to hear, or that you haven't been able to hear? Now, I'm feeling like this is our first pick, Return of Spirit. So you guys are in the middle of making a comeback, hey? Mediumship. Making a comeback, returning to yourself, to the world, spirituality, making a deeper connection with spirit. Prayers. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Gifted. Oh my goodness. Okay. So these cards are telling me right off the bat that you guys have gifts that you either have been using, stepped away from, and are coming back to, or you have gifts that you haven't fully accepted or believe in yourself enough to be able to do it, that sort of thing. So we kind of have two levels of stuff going on here. I think we should start with this first card, the Return of Spirit card, because when this card comes out, it's literally you making a return of some sort. And it's kind of like, it's usually like a return to the world, after a hiatus, after a retreat. And I think that especially from the last few years and what's gone on in the world, there's been quite a number of us who pulled back and then are just going, okay, I need to be out in the world. And it's kind of crossing me right into the gifted card, because I have to say, for you guys, you definitely are, you can't just be the hermit. You can't be in permanent retreat. And I know that you'd like to be, and it's easier, but it isn't easier, because there's a part of your soul that just kind of withers and contracts when you pull back from the world. And so this is kind of coming back out into the world and really making a stronger deeper personal connection to spirit, your own personal relationship with spirit, because we have the mediumship card showing up here. And with that gifted card showing up, it's telling me that in the arena of being a spiritual teacher, an intuitive, or working intuitively in some way. So let's say like a good example would be if you're a counselor, you could be counseling people in a way that you're actually way more tuned in to the higher energies of what's going on with that person, or with spirit getting guidance about what to say to them to direct them, than you may even actually be aware of at this time. So what the cards are talking about, though, is you coming into that place where you're very much more conscious of your gifts, consciously working your gifts, embracing them. And I feel like for some of you, you may need some classes, training, teaching, that sort of thing. And then for others of you, you're ready. And that this reading, if you're hearing it, is simply so you can hear that message from Spirit that you are ready. And I can feel that kind of energy that happens when Spirit says we're ready and we think we are not. But, this is a process of trust, having faith, even in your higher self, in what you're being guided or asked to do, and having faith in your gifts, because you're not here to squander them in this lifetime, Now, with the prayers card coming out, that's a lot like a manifesting card. And in one way, it usually comes up when we're questioning a lot, or, talking to our angels, spirits, and guides, and like, so what am I supposed to be doing? Or blah, 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 all the questions that we have. And this card is Spirit's way of saying back to you that we hear you. You are being heard. You aren't just talking out into the cosmos with this big echo and nothing is coming back in return. That you are completely supported. Now, I want to go to this mediumship card because it actually does connect in with that prayers card, in that you are being heard. Because even though mediumship, we think of speaking to those who have crossed over, or to our guides and angels and things like that. When you look at this card, down the center, it's a mirrored image of each other, and the two sides are coming together in communication. They're coming together. And this is about you working in harmony, working in balance with Spirit, that it's a partnership. You're not a lone wolf, one man, one woman, one person show. But it is also talking about your intuitive gifts, that you have this innate ability to connect with Spirit. And, a lot of the times when this card shows up, it's saying that there's doubting that's going on here. Not for all of you, but for some of you, it is that doubting. Often, we are way more connected than we realize. And we have an expectation of how intuitive information, it should feel different than our thoughts, or it should look different, or come through in a different way. And you don't even realize that the way that you're operating is from an intuitive level. So just your main way of operating is connected in, and it's just about becoming consciously aware of it. And this is a reading about becoming conscious, becoming aware, reconnecting with spirit, and using your spiritual gifts out here in the world. But most importantly, about you making your spiritual connection so that you have that true support, that divine support that you feel, know, and understand in the bottom of your heart that you are not alone on your journey. And so I feel like they're giving you these two messages. You're not alone, and you've got work to do out here in the world with people, and we are here with you to help you do this. Okay, so we're not done. We have 2 more cards to pull here, and let's see what we have. This one right off the bat is drawing me, so we'll take this. Union. 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 Okay, so I'm going to answer that in just 1 second. And take flight. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I pulled these in front of the camera. Holy Toledo. Okay, so that union card is exactly what I was talking about, working in partnership. It's a union, a connection, your spiritual connection, the two sides coming together in union with spirit. Okay? That union card is also, this is a relationship card. And I feel like you guys are so sensitive and have so much to offer the world. And I feel like Spirit is talking about that support that you need. Like, it's not that you guys are weak. You guys are strong. You are powerful people, powerful souls. But this world is bumpy, and you need that loving support and encouragement, not just from spirit alone, but here in the physical world. You need that companion and partner who you can just rest in. And I know what you know what I mean, that they got you, that no matter what happens, they got you and you got them. And I feel like they're saying that aspect is coming. Don't focus on it. Don't hold on waiting for it. You still have a lot of work to do in connecting with spirit and bringing your gifts out here in the world, and that will come. But this is about your connection both to having that support here in the real world in the form of a life partner or best friend, that sort of energy. And we have the Take Flight card, which is exactly what I was saying earlier in this reading. And this Take Flight, when you look at it, you can see this big butterfly in the middle, and up here in the heavens, if you want to put the higher realms of this card, we have this flower and heart energy going into this flower and then feeding the butterfly. And then the energy of the butterfly is flowing out into the world, into the lower realm. And now I hope you can see this on camera, but it's like all these little chain links make up this butterfly. And that truly represents you going through this metamorphosis, through this change, this process of growth. And that, it's not just a return, but it's a transformation for you guys. That Take Flight card is a people card. It's literally chain links, and it's about making these connections to people out here in the world through your gifts, sharing your gifts. And that butterfly is fed from this spiritual flower. The nectar is the divine, and sharing that out here in the world. This is serious. It's your time. It's no more doubting yourself. It's time to get going with your work. Okay? The first step, even if you do not know what it is exactly you are here to do, the first step is to say yes. In your heart of hearts, say yes. Say yes. And then this is going to open. It's all going to open for you. Just have some faith. They are totally with you in this, you guys. Wow. Whew. That was a beautiful reading. If you liked your reading, please do hit the like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I have lots of great readings coming up. And I am available for personal readings, and the link to my website's down below. As always, you guys know I love you. I can't wait to see you next week. Take care. Hiker 3. Okay. What does Spirit want to tell you? What is important for you guys? What have you not been able to hear? Our first card, shifting. Okay. So that tells me right off the bat that things have felt a little bit unstable. And with that shifting card, there's changes coming up here. And so with that being the first one out of the deck, I feel like they're saying that, just hold on. Things are changing. Whatever you've been stuck in, and that's the immunity card. I said this last week. There are some cards that continue to come out each time I use the deck, and other cards that have not come out literally in years. And it's surprising. That immunity card is about emotional strength, becoming literally immune to the words and actions of other people out here, and that you are gaining this inner strength and listening to your own voice, to your own heart, and not taking on board what other people or the world at large is feeding back to you. Okay? And it's right in here. Fearless. Oh my gosh. We've got some power cards. I'm taking this bottom one. Celestial. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to stick with what I was saying about changes coming up here with that shifting card. Now, that card it's talking about, having been going along in a certain way or on a certain track in life, and that energetically things are in a state of transition. So that usually means you mentally, emotionally, even physically going through a transition. And what happens is we're very familiar with how things operate in what we've been in, but that the new place that we're traveling to in this transition, the new ground in between here and where we're arriving, this unknown area, it can feel shaky. It can feel like things are unstable because it's in a state of transition. So it's almost like hold on, don't freak out when you see maybe relationships are changing or things are changing with work or in your living dynamic or those sort of things, that even though you might feel unstable as you're walking your path for this next little bit, that these things that are changing around you are vitally important that they change. And that, we've got the fearless card here. And so it's important that they change and that we don't come into a place of fear. Because when we come up to the unknown, always better the hell we know than the hell we don't. You know that saying. And this is saying, embrace that change and to, this is an empowerment sort of thing. And it's really about welcoming the new in. And that fearless card, these are almost like these big, beautiful wings that go off into infinity. And it's surrounded in all this soft pink. That pink is the companion color of the heart chakra. And it's saying, it's more important that you stay focused on your heart and, on your connection with spirit, because we have the celestial card here, and to be brave, to take the road less traveled, and don't let your mind get the better of you, because our mind can often interject and start feeding us the, oh my God, what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what, this is falling away and things are falling apart, and oh my God, and whoosh, no more of that. Don't let that. Do not let your mind overtake it here. Look into that big unknown, embrace it, and lovingly step forward into it. Okay? Because like what I was saying with that immunity card, that immunity card is really, it's like the coming out of some toxic relationships or unhealthy living situations with people or even work or life in general. It gets set up in a particular set of patterns that we live in and we become familiar with. And with that shifting card and that immunity card, it's saying that old lifestyle and way of being is on the way out. And that this is about you. They're not saying, oh, you need to do the work and do this. They're saying this is on the way. This is what's coming, okay? Is that you have this inner resilience, that you are coming into this place, this spiritual understanding, this higher understanding, that whatever is said to you out here in the world, that is their projection. That is the other person's healing that needs to be done. That what people say and do to you isn't a reflection of your value and worth, but it's a reflection of their own ideas of their value and worth, and they're projecting it onto you. And this is about you becoming immune, that you can see it for what it is, that this is a person or a situation, there's issues going on there, but that doesn't mean that it's yours to own, and that you can release it out here for the universe, for healing, for that person's healing, and of course for your own introspection, for you to see what parts you've played in it and what beliefs and understandings you've held about yourself and the world that have contributed to this event happening, but in a really healthy way, in a way that empowers you. And they're talking about this change coming in. Now, with that celestial card sitting here, they're telling me that this is bringing you up into a way of operating and being that is more in alignment with your heart, right? It's not an earth angel card, but kind of in a way it is, because it's saying that this is about you really coming into an alignment with the way that you know inside in your heart who you really are, and becoming a true reflection and expression of that out here in the world. and that the world begins to reflect that back to you as well. Now, we aren't done because there's still 2 more cards we need to pull to go in with this reading. There it is, that one there. Integrity. Yep, that's exactly that's exactly what I was just saying. That it's about you operating from a place that you of who you know you really are. Okay? And the next card out, rejuvenation. It's a healing. I find it funny. I have honesty, integrity, and fearlessness. And I have integrity and fearlessness. So I feel like this reading, you guys, this is a message for me too. I mean, all readings are. When I'm doing personal readings, I feel like I learn so much from these readings. Okay. Rejuvenation card. That card, it means literally what it says. It's talking about a revitalization of, I made that word up, but I'm an author, so I can do that, of like, not just in the physical body, but like when you go through, like, because I said the immunity card does really reflect some unhealthy relationships or situations in your life. And that rejuvenation card is talking about not just the physical rejuvenation. You know, when you go through those sort of things that the immunity card is talking about, you can come into neurological dysregulation, emotional dysregulation. You can be eating a lot because you're trying to deal with the emotions, or starving yourself as a form of control to be able to control the crazy world around you. The only thing you can control is your food. Like it, you know, so there's a lot of physical aspects that are coming back into balance, back into healing. But not only that, that rejuvenation card is also talking about a return or a restore of balance emotionally, mentally, spiritually, so that you're much more grounded. This shifting card is talking about you coming into a very grounded place. And I feel like as soon as I'm saying that, my hands are turning on. It's important that you do ground. Now, I know if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's winter right now. It's not quite so easy, but get your feet on this earth. Strip off your shoes and socks. Get your feet on the earth. Ground yourself. Get all the transferring of the electrons happening. Like, this is a really beautiful time for you, and it's a new world that you guys are stepping into. And just understand that even though it might look a little right now, this is a really beautiful place that you're stepping into. So go in there full-hearted, open-hearted, and say, yes, thank you, universe. I am so ready for this. Okay. I hope you liked your reading. If you did, please do hit the like. I am available for personal readings now. Yay! So that information is down below in the description for my website. If you're not subscribed, you better subscribe because we have a lot more awesome readings coming up. I look forward to your comments. I want you to know I love you. I will see you again next week. Take care.